to dictate the pace. For example, you know, on maps like Inferno, on Overpass, if you've got someone up your sleeve, they'll do it, and not going to be happening today. Endpoint had the opportunity, and they've chosen to start on defense.
Shame. But this is the thing that I will also now be looking at is how good can exceL get here? Because their T-sides last time, Mirage, I was watching out, Boaster had a huge performance. He had an incredible game on that map, but specifically to T-side. He was opening up sites, he was confident, you could see it in the way he was playing, approaching the map. If he gets off to a good start, I'd love to watch a bit of that. But I've already spoken to the day, they said we're going to adjust our CT side, so they know it was an issue, and they're willing to work on it.
Well, here we go. It's Endpoint exceL, the second of the day here for the Gfinity Elite Series. And we are seeing a heavy presence towards Underpass. Bomb as well in tow. Windansky the man wielding that, but the CTs have got a trick up their sleeve as well. Whilst there may be a stack in Underpass, the CTs have something similar in play. All about to converge on towards one bomb site.
Endpoint have seemingly done their homework here, putting all these plays in the right place.
The boost as well.
Yeah, the boost as an addition is huge. Just keep our eyes on the bomb, see if they actually commit it. So far, it's 2 players through Monsters, so they're not giving it all up. They put Connor down there and Boasters. They're basically lambs to the slaughter, because look at where that bomb's going, Alex.
This is a little bit of a double bluff, but unfortunately, once again, this time it's Jesp to find the head quickly. These Glocks need to get close quarters and fast, but even then, Jesp thrives. It's going to be another, and this already looks like it's game over for the pistol. Luzza, final man to fall. Not a single man on the CT side taking a bullet, and that will be a fantastic start. You said a quick start for the CTs. You couldn't ask for more than that.
No, that's perfect. That gets you right into the game. That gets you ahead in the right place as well. You've not only read that pistol play well, you adjusted perfectly. You got the players back towards the other site. Your players who are staying there, the 2 players who I think it was Jesp and Charlie Pickles was close by, they handled it themselves too. They didn't need the additional support, but they're there in the right place. And I don't like the way the bomb's in spawn. Not a strategy I often go for.
So here's my problem. Not only is the bomb in spawn, there is not a single useful nade on this T side. Just one man take the hit. One man just needs to go unarmored, go naked. And we'll see how it works out for them. They're just going to go brute force Tech 9s, and surely they're just going to catch bullets left and right. Already one man has been the magnet. You can see Luzza also down to 14.
I don't know why he's here on his own. There's no need. His teammate fell back. I'm pretty sure Jesp fell back because he was dinked. He was tagged up. You don't need to stay on your own there. That opens up opportunities and a gun to be recovered. It allows you to be vulnerable when you really don't need it. And
you get untraded frags as well. There's no fun in that one. You've also put a USP into the T's hands. It's full head armor as well. Suddenly your FAMAS and your UMP aren't quite as scary. We'll find out how far this one does develop, though the T's, whilst they have managed to maneuver the bomb, have yet to gather too much intel as they look to be preparing themselves for that single smoke execute.
So it's basically on Mighty Max in my eyes here. You're going to have Jesp as an early warning system. So when they hit that site, if he gets 1, 2, that's phenomenal. Because they are armored up, bearing in mind this T side. So they do have a decent approach to this. Now, Connor should be able to set this piece into play as he does have the smoke. So keep your eyes on that. As that gets put through, the long hit will come in.
He's in exactly the lineup as well for that bin smoke. So you're probably going to be seeing that. In fact, he's doing it now, yep. Going to be throwing that one out. We'll see that one gliding in, and that will put Max out of bounds for now. In fact, not really. He can probably push straight through that. He's got time. Yes, indeed. A smoke himself towards long. That's late. Here comes the frags, though. Max with 1. A second will soon follow, this time from Jesp and Connor. He's not long for this world as well. Taking a couple on the way out, but low HP, and now even lower. He's taken down by Max with the USP, and we do see the second. Still, for the absence of utility, they got onto the site a little bit more. Imagine if there'd have been a Molotov behind that, a couple of flashbangs, and that bomb may very well have gone down.
Yeah, a flash. Considering that Mighty Max actually pushed into the site, he committed to that, and that's fine. Like, I don't mind if he was there to try and support Jesp. He could have backed away and gone back. Perfectly fine as well. Probably given up the bomb plant, though, so he made a bit of a risky choice to go for that. But as I said, one flash, anything could have really put them into play, and that's what frustrates you when you look at those buys. You think, one of you maybe just went on that.
Look at Immy. Look at Immy go. Going to be shopping, and is only going to get the 1. Delivers an MP9 to the hands of Jake, and probably want to pawn that off to someone with a little bit of a deeper health pool. Carrying the bomb as well. Lots of responsibility on Jake. Probably going to be throwing that one away.
But I do get a little worried when CT sides. I like aggression in these rounds. I like having an approach to these rounds. I don't like it when you push up on your own to this degree. Mr. Pickles has no friends at the moment with him.
Oh, can we
and even with such a great name, Alex,
it's so lovely.
This could be a little bit worrying.
Oh, here
now,
we go.
Let's see if it works out. They're kind of unawares, but Connor's a little further ahead than maybe you'd expect here. So Charlie's now put under pressure, and Pickles does not prevail.
Ooh, okay, so let's quickly recap Endpoint.
Where's the gun, boys?
You've lost 2 rifles, or excuse me, an SMG and a rifle, pushing up without the possibility of a trade. Yes, they don't have armor, but they still have the ability to put their crosshair on their head and shoot, especially if there's 3 or 4 of them en masse. They're capable players. They will get frags.
And Alex, look where these last 3 are. Now, if that door's open, I don't think it is open in Underpass. That's at least a giveaway to maybe Cryptics, if you can hear that. But they're split up again, and I really don't like it. I just want them to group up. Okay, maybe give up bomb plant. That'd be the the worst thing that should happen. And then you just retake your fine, right? You're in full HP, you've got armor, you've got your rifles up, you're good. You don't need to allow opportunities to happen.
But you're in that lovely mindset that human beings have that I'm in a better position. I have a weapon, I have Kevlar, I can beat them. I'd rather take that fight. And of course, you know, when you get to this kind of level, you just can't take those fights, at least for free. This time, Jesp does get away with it. Connor down, and Windansky unarmored, soon to be unlifed. That's right, made that one.
That's a good word.
I like that.
Is that from Dota?
I'm a freestyle rapper on my spare time.
And what's your name?
They call me Miss Chief, if I was female.
I do remember, so I made a nice picture of that. I think it was KB.
Yeah, it was on the wall in our office.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Oh, back in the day. This is
So
fun. I haven't casted in so long.
No, how's it feel?
Nice to be back in the old casting stand. It's not a seat.
It's not a seat.
We don't
no
have
seats.
a seat. Yeah.
Nope. But we do have a buy round, Alex, and that's what I'm looking forward to. I want to see how this one goes down. exceL, I want to see some pace on it. I want to see something. Whoa, that could have been a disastrous start if that actually happened. He did miss. He backs away.
But I like it.
Still.
I like that Imi's doing that, immediately throwing off a warning shot. Suddenly, that T-Info play and underpass is completely hamstrung. You're not pushing on an AWP. If you are, you're mad or you're using your nades. Finding out now, though, you can see the bomb loose. The T-side are not planning on committing anywhere anytime soon. Instead, looking for a CT poking out.
I would say, though, at least they're approaching this with a default on this T-side. For now, they're not going to allow the CTs to push up for too much information if they do. They're going to fall away from Monster side. They're going to bring that bomb all the way back around, but I don't mind this. They've kept the CT side humble, even after that AWP approach. They're going to keep that one player, or at least a couple of players, towards that underpass area, towards that water area, just so they can't quickly peek out for info and find out, what's the big plan here. exceL have a nice approach. They have a nice mentality to this. You can see the theory in place. But they still need to bang out the shots. They still need to make it count. And I'm waiting to see if anyone's willing from the CT side to walk into this.
Praise where it's due. The CTs, whilst also going for some early aggression, we did see them push up towards the toilets and party initially, but they've also managed to keep hold of the majority of their nades. This is great considering there's 40 seconds left on the clock, and you can see the Ts are still preparing for some degree. Now, this does look like some degree of a committal here, Len Pansy.
But I don't know why the other two are still over by water. And that's great, though. That's the information play that they were banking on happening. exceL are down to 20 seconds here, though, Alex. This needs to happen fast. They're throwing a fake. It's a huge fake. Look at where the bomb is right now. They need to get going, though. They pulled the rotate. They've done well on this, but there's still one player there. It's on Imi. He needs to deliver.
14 seconds. Imi's doing the flashbang dance in bank. And now Boaster will get a free bomb play. He's faking it. 8 seconds left, and Boaster has the audacity to try and fake plant. Fortunately, it is going to render some reward. Two-man fall, two heads rolling for the Endpoint side, and now more to follow. Cryptics and Pickles have been tasked with the retake, and they are having absolutely none of it. They're out of here, and we will see the round go the way of exceL. First buy round and first successful round as well. That was pretty spicy.
That fake.
What's he thinking? 8
Well,
seconds
it did
left.
throw out two players to literally try and come in. Like, it's...
He's a madman.
The risk
It would
reward
be
is...
the same if he was planting. They'd still be pulling out, right? Pushing out. But yeah, no, not going anywhere there. Don't want to start on that note. 4 rounds in.
Welcome back to casting,
It's
Alex.
so much fun. They put a microphone in front of my mouth and I get to talk about games.
It's surprising, isn't it? We're all surprised.
That's a freebie.
And yeah, a little bit of an exit, not too bad, but they still keep the 3 alive, which is important. They've got the bomb plant. They can spread the wealth. They can get a decent enough buy back in. But this is scary for a T side to leave it down to that sort of last couple of seconds, to be throwing a bit of a fake there. They were very dedicated to that, and they were kind of banking on the CTs playing into it, which to a degree they held their own. They had that very disciplined approach, it seemed, at least for now on Endpoint. They were very smart about it. They didn't just kind of quickly try and rotate once they saw that first bit of contact, but still, overall, very, very risky stuff.
So you're looking at the clock and it says 14 seconds, and they are players boosting in long. That is the reality that exceL live in that round. But if you do quickly recap
Hold on, Boaster's cold.
Oh.
Boaster.
What's going on here?
Yo, Boaster.
What? He's taking it. Okay.
Oh.
He's wearing a hoodie without a
Ladies,
t-shirt. What a freak.
Is he a madman?
Who does that? Wait.
What is this?
Okay, we need some serious analysis on this. He's got a what's the thought process?
It's a tactical timeout that he's currently put. That's what the timeout's for.
Why have you gone and done that? Put your hoodie over. Every other human being puts their hoodie over their t-shirt. That's the layer process that's been accepted by humanity.
Look, it's for the sponsors, Alex.
Oh.
You gotta.
That's why he's the player and we're the casters.
Exactly.
He's here for the
Branding.
sponsors.
He knows how to present himself on camera, Alex.
What do I
Glad
know?
you're not wearing a wrinkled black shirt. I'm sticking to
Oh,
it, friend.
I respect that. Counter-Strike caster etiquette. Here we go, though. Boaster's got changed, and now we're ready to get back underway
But look at the
into our
money
5th
now.
round. And yes, indeed, it's weird. Pickles and Cryptics, of course, saving. They have managed to back him up with a couple of deagles, and we know the power of that $700 pistol. And as we prepare to walk into this one, Windansky will be doing the same. I think they're aware, though. exceL, of course, have got a good read on the economy. They know there's 2 preserved rifles, and it does seem like Endpoint have made the executive decision to stack them together. Take a risk, roll the dice, and don't spread yourselves too thin instead, putting both of the armored CTs on the very site that they're about to hit.
Are we seeing like the Astralis hit coming through here? Are we seeing an orchestrated
There you
hit
go.
from a UK team on the T side? Charlie Pickles gets overrun. It's Connor delivering and Boaster there to follow up as well. 2 players get demolished. They get the bomb site under wraps. Good Steve. Look at these smokes and mollies. They've actually got something going here,
Lauren,
Alex.
stop it, stop it.
I'm
Far
excited.
too excited. Not only did they kill 2 players, they pulled the rug from beneath them. That was the Kevlar, that was the M4. Completely dilapidated the defense. And now Jess, Mighty Max, and Imi are just having a chat like, so, how was your day? How have you been? What did you have for lunch?
Do you reckon they had breakfast?
Of course, we'll analyze the breakfast later, Lauren. Yeah, hold on.
We'll get Snods in.
Snods is the breakfast analyst.
It's true.
That would be quite a cool name. Breakfast analyst. Moving into the Counter-Strike, though, Jess will manage to scavenge a rifle and scurry away for just a second before Jacob is going to be slapping him in the face with his Kalashnikov.
Alex, the jumper's paying off here, mate. We need to come back to this point.
You're
Now,
right.
we've got the breakfast analysis, but
I need to know the thread
jumper.
count. No, I need to know the thread count of that
Yeah.
hoodie. You know, if it's anything over 100, we're looking at perhaps a violation.
Do you reckon?
Absolutely.
We need to get. Can we get the rulebook?
Can we get the hoodie rulebook delivered to the desk,
Thank
please?
you, guys. Now that'd be very kind
Yeah.
of you. But at 3-2 now, exceL are back in the game. Now the pistol, it didn't go great for them. They actually had a clean sweep against them on the first round, which is never good. Your money always kind of suffers down the line. Made it a little costly throughout, catching Endpoint, being over-aggressive, being a little lackadaisical. But this is what you wanted, Alex. You get CT side aggression coupled with long as well. Imi not only going to party, he has the players almost baited in from that shot.
I like this.
Praying someone would dare try and take that out of his
Notice as well, if you look at your eyes are drawn to the top left, they have 3 players ready for a fight towards them, and Max is going to get away with it. His partner in crime was a little too far away had he gone down, so the trading process wasn't quite Wall Street yet, but perhaps Playground. Now then, talking of Playground, Max is still sticking around here. In the meantime, the bomb is starting to maneuver towards that B site. You can see Boaster and Connor. They're well aware of the power of that boost spot. You can see both eyes drawn towards it immediately. Instead, though, Cryptics has been given quite the serious responsibility. He will be the first port of call should the T's. They go for the execute again, Lauren. This is the same one. Keep your eyes on these mollies. This is going to be fun.
This time, though, we do have Imi and everyone else with guns here. You get the AWP addition, which is nice. He either has to commit or fall back fully, but Cryptics is there. He's spraying, and he's found a gap, and that's all you need. Charlie Pickle's still alive. He doesn't need the support. In the end, it's Imi to come through, but you can see the difference it makes to have a little bit more firepower in the right place at the right time. Couple that, supplement that with the aggression on long. They already knew what was happening. They had those 3 players push up, 1 by party, 2 by long. Get the info, no one's there. You rotate instantly Imi off the back of that, get him on the site early, you set up Cryptics, you get Charlie Pickles, everyone's ready for what's coming their way. There's no surprises left.
Yeah, and as soon as those nades start raining in, the CTs that are not present on the bomb site, you just start walking through underpass and tell them it's real. You just simply say, real. Because now you know that those nades are going to be committed on. You are going to have bodies to spray, and Cryptics, a gap in the smoke, gifted him a 2 very quick and easy frags. Quick and easy, just like Lauren Pansy Scott.
Pardon?
Still, nades raining out. Let's find out how this one does go down. A couple of smokes. I like this. Be a little bit better. No Kevlar, and instead supplementing them with utility. Daddy Alex is happy.
Do you have to call yourself Daddy?
Um,
Does no one else do that for you?
no, no one does that for me. It's a life I led.
I see why you're a host. Good luck at TI, by the way. Anyway, exceL now down to 1 flash left on Windansky. Through the flash. Through the smoke. Not going to go. Actually did catch the guy on the other side pretty well. And it has drawn players over. You can see, I think it's Mighty Max there, but Jesper going to hear this all. He should be able to control it pretty well. He eventually gets overrun, but a nice trade out eventually. You lose 1 at the sake of pretty much winning the round. Windansky, though, somehow, how have you done this? Charlie, what's going on? Mr. Pickles.
He's going to be mad. And now the question is, can he get anything else? The door does swing open. They're well aware of what's going down in Chinatown, but it looks like Windansky's just going to be gifted this one. They have full control of the bomb. Their money is not fantastic to go hunting, and instead, Windansky can just chill out.
I'd hunt if I was him. If I can get a little closer, that'd be bloody brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, he
know
can certainly go hunting. I'm talking about the CTs. They certainly are going to be unwilling, but he can just kind of apply as much pressure as he can.
If he can get that AWP away, that would be absolutely perfect. He's going to spot the jump peak. Oh, lovely touch of a tag, but it's not quite enough to take down him. So, all said and done, he might just be able to keep hold of this rifle here unless anyone overextends. It looks like Team Endpoint are just going to burrow down and hold the site here. No real threat to board. He does get pretty close.
What's the play here?
Let's try and get the boy. Let's try and get a gun away.
Some form of damage. They've got plenty of money in the bank. The AK was not necessarily important to them. Instead, though, just tagging up that AWP, not enough to take home any sort of reward. And so we return to the scoreboard. It is 5-2 in favor of the CT's Endpoint. The analysts felt like this was going to go their way. exceL, so much on the line for them as well here. Should they concede, they will not be going to the playoffs. That is the reality that they live in. 0 wins on the board, a draw and 2 losses. They have yet to take a series in the 2-0 fashion.
But now look at this stack and aggression. This is lovely from Endpoint, showing some prowess on the CT side. A little bit of pressure down towards short on B. You've got one player towards underpass, showing presence, but then backing off it.
Have you noticed that they're like a little duo? It's Imi and Max. They previously pushed Party and Long respectively, and now look at them. The same two. They're just like a partners in crime, a deadly, dastardly duo. And now they're looking to be deviants. Towards underpass. Door swings open, and that's for Imi. That was lovely. These guys are working together. The synergy is sexy. And they're going to be backing away from this one for now. Still, blood drawn, and that does tend to favor the T side.
And again, they haven't really committed anywhere else right now, exceL. So Endpoint don't really know that much. They don't have the full picture as to what's going on. A couple of plays in underpass literally gives you almost no idea as to where the real hit's going to come through. So you can see them preparing themselves. They're going to split 2-2 to either side until maybe they get a better picture of what's coming their way. But thus far, I do see Boaster still trying to maybe throw a bit of a curveball here. He could play late through underpass, maybe try and clear it out or catch anyone trying to rotate on the back. They still have time left, but just not much to make the hit with. He's going to try and sell this. He might have to follow up with it, and he is. You can see him trying to sell this as best he can. Please, guys, believe I'm here. But what is that smoke, Boaster? Surely not going to work. No, Charlie with an off angle there. Delivers on the first. Second's going to follow. Pickles is locking it down. Monster's his. And we know who's the monster at the end of that tunnel, Alex.
We need to make a montage of Pickles just killing people from barrels. He has not been forced to move. Just
one molly would
One molly would have been fantastic, because that is the 3rd round, just from the top of my head, we've seen an 8 where Pickles has killed multiple targets as they walk up Monster. It was in the pistol, it was in the previous half buy, and now we find it here in the full.
Sadly, in this round, we've got to say, for exceL's sake, they couldn't afford a molly. They barely had any utility. They were at full purchase. I think Windansky had no money left, and you can see that they have taken a big hit money-wise. So they're going to be down to very little playing forward in this. But that's how it goes. Now, they've kept the money relatively humble for Endpoint, considering the scoreline. It's not spiraled yet. They haven't had those consistent 3+ players alive yet, you know, on a regular basis, but it's starting to get there.
And it's an interesting discussion to start regarding not having enough money for utility, because it's so hard from a player's perspective to justify, you know, taking a Tech 9 or a UMP in favor of nades. But when you watch it from this perspective, you see the power that would have had and what it would have been capable of. Imi, once again with the aggression this time, he turns his attention towards Putt, and this is a problem. He is in trouble. He's going to get pushed down by the Tech 9s, and that is a misunderstanding of the economy. Had he known, but then again, had they known. Look at this. exceL are about to get crept on. Max coming from behind. It's where he likes it. Boaster is going to take the first. Now cautious of a second towards underpass, and the deagle is revealed. It's going to be Luzza who tries to put some pressure on. Excuse me, perhaps not. No, Connor. Let's go for an eye test. Now it looks like Mighty Max has a test of his own to pass. Where on earth was Jess? He was sitting out taking a drink from the fountain, and it has cost him another rifle for the CT side. Now an AWP in play. Windansky could go scavenging as well. And this isn't impossible for exceL.
No.
It has. It's got it as well.
I really don't know how this is. Well, I know how it's coming like this. You go aggressive on those rounds and you don't play off each other, you tend to get punished. Again, I love CT side aggression. I think it's brilliant in the right places, but they can just hold here. They can just make it hurt. And Luz is going to get a brilliant chance. If he holds his nerve, this could be a follow-up, and it is. It's down to 2v2, Alex. This is very real. This is very much a possibility. Now, the issue being, okay, Windansky has no armor. They've got no utility. It's just raw firepower. They get one shot to deliver this kill.
Now, if I'm exceL, I know that Pickles is shackled to that B-bomb site. He rarely is going to leave that nest, and so turn my attention to Mr. Cryptix. He has got a Molotov, and that could delay things. Already smoke does lie in its path, and there goes the flames as well. Could be a little late, though, to that rotate. You can see Pickles is still cautious. He's well aware of the goofs and gaffs exceL have pulled in the past.
Oh, that's an angle.
That's a Langle. Look at that. He gets the information, pulls away, and just one frag will be enough. And he's not going to get it. Windansky wins the duel. Cryptix unable to connect the bullets. And now 5 seconds left. Pickles is going to see that clock extended as he's late to that party. And now, talking of party, Windansky's on his way to that very location. And he missed him.
Timing.
Timing is an itch. That's what
But
they
it's
say.
fine. They should be aware that there's a chance he's done this.
Oh my god, this is
Wait,
2 timings
what?
in a row.
Both of them didn't see. He's going to find one. It's down to a 1v1. Luzza just needs to hold his nerve. And he's got a molly.
This is game, set, and match. There's no way that Luzza can lose this. Famous last words. He's holding it. Luzza just has to peek it with the AWP.
Luzza?
3, 2, Luzza! Thank you very much. Delivers the third just in the nick of time. Whew, 1 second on the clock, and Luzza gets his third. That, my friends, was all because of Imi's early AWP. He lost the AWP on that first frag with the Tech 9, and all of a sudden, 3 frags in a round delivered to exceL.
You just don't need to do it on that round. I love CT side aggression. We'll go on about it every single time.
Absolutely.
AWPs being, showing variety throughout games. Again, absolutely love it. But you go out solo on your own against that with no preset flashes to allow you to maybe make a quick play and fall back. You get overrun. They're going to instantly hound you down. As soon as an AWP comes into play, especially in the hands of even players with no armor, you can do so much with it. But into this one, Jesp is again pushed up quite aggressively. No other support system here, so he needs to be right on point. It's like that solo A player on Cobble, right? He finally has a bit of help here. Maybe you're going to come around. He's doing very nicely by himself. Needs to be careful on the timing going towards long. You could see him already worried, but with Imi falling, now there could be a quickening of pace here from the T side. Boaster working his way forward, and they're unaware of what they've done, but already Endpoint trying to scramble back here.
Okay. Jacob has been hamstrung somewhat. He's going to probably have to be the scout of the squad, gaining information for the cost of his life. That's the reality for him. When Dansky's the one that's been given the responsibility on B, but Luzza catches Max on that search for information. It really is just a battle of information here in Counter-Strike. But Boaster damaged, but not down and out. Instead, it will be Jesp to fall, and that will be the round as well. exceL starting to pick up pace. Looking good. When Dansky with the double to end it as they start to rotate towards B. Eyes turned, and there he strikes Cobra from the bushes. Those bush cobras, Lauren, you got to really watch out for them. Seriously, every bush you've got to be careful with those cobras.
Be a cobra in the bush.
You never know. You really don't.
Yeah, that's.
I'm gonna get a tweet from a cobra expert saying actually their habitat of choice is actually damp ground.
If someone could find out that and tweet Alex right now, that would be very, very happy. Cobras aside, bushes or not. Let's see if exceL can keep this clean. Playing out a default, got to be marginally careful that you don't get isolated and then kind of swarmed upon by the CTs. But the only man who's kind of allowing that to happen to any degree is Jacob. But you can see how kind of careful he's being anyway. He's very methodically working his way through, trying to bait out a response. It is a stack of a relatively sizable variety towards B again.
And I don't think there's any complaints from anyone regarding Endpoint's decision here to stack. The idea behind it is, of course, all or nothing. You have a chance. You give yourself a fighting chance should the T's arrive there. But should exceL play this correctly, it's slow, it's methodical, it's default, and every frag goes traded. Cryptix is going to get caught out here. It does manage to do some degree of damage, but unfortunately for him and the long run of this game, that's an extra $600 for Connor with the Mac 10. Now Jacob goes hunting. Pickles tries to take a fight through the wall, and Jacob is happy to guide the fight this way. It's mid-range, it's an AK, 1 bullet will do the brain of Imi. A couple of them have head armor, but that's not going to mean anything for the AK, and Pickles does meet his demise, but well traded by the CTs.
Look at this bomb though, Alex.
They're on their way.
Tricky. Jesp, if he gets to it at the right timing, might be we just missed out Boaster running through, but he will be slightly ahead of the timing they expect, and now it's kind of surpassed anyway. But there was a real threat for a little bit of time, and Luzza needs to be careful again. He doesn't really expect someone to be in that corner already, so Jesp going to probably play for exits, which is the safer approach, and I honestly don't mind that, but if I was exceL, I'd go through Monster, because they've had control on it most of the time.
So, yeah, Jesp's here just trying to take that AWP away, and he does get it. 3 consecutive bullets connect. That's not easy with the Deagle, especially in quick succession. Should he scavenge this? Oh, it's so scary. Everything
Did he just nade it away?
Wait, where is the AWP? Did he go backwards? Was that... I think that may very well... Yes, he did. Look. Perhaps unintentionally, but Boaster's nade.
Nah, Boaster's a genius.
Yeah. Full genius mode engaged, throwing the HE to stop any chances of that scavenged AWP. That was nearly $5,000 lying on the floor, and this time it will not be ending in Jesp's hands. Instead, though, they'll survive with their lives and a couple of pistols, a little bit of Kevlar thrown into the mix as well. But another one looking good, doing very little, though, in the grand scheme of things with their pistols. Still freaked out about this whole hoodie t-shirt thing.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. That'd be like putting your shoes on first, then putting your socks over your shoes.
Yes.
You ever done that, Lauren?
No. 6-5.
Let's see what Max can do with a single AK. Where do they put him?
Where is old Max.
Okay.
He's going to be the playmaker. The BDP is coming out.
And that's AK number 2. Should they want to push up, for a big risk involved in it though. Imi's going to take the fight and get away with it. What on earth is happening here? exceL are getting torn apart by nothing. Just the scraps from Endpoint, and already they're managing to cut 2 down to size. And say that, Boaster still breathing, heart beating, 3 points of health left in the tank.
Currently, though, he is the walking wounded. So, again, one shot from any of the guns currently on hand. The team Endpoint will do the job, but they are going to try and consolidate, bring themselves back together, make that hit count. But there it is, Max in the right place at the right time, perfectly utilizing what he's got to hand, and he's not done yet. Loza goes, and there it is. What a turnaround from Endpoint.
We said we had to deliver, and Santa Claus arrives. 3 presents delivered, and that will be a round they did not deserve. 1 AK, Lauren. That was all. Goes aggressive, and suddenly everything starts falling into place.
He's got the sack, ain't he?
That's Santa Claus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Miller, happy birthday, mate.
Happy birthday, boss man.
No.
Double ups on the T side. Let's have a little looky-loo. Loza and Windansky.
When were you in order for Windansky? I'm
About
ready.
to find out.
I'm ready. Show me what you're made of. Here we go.
My man.
What are you made of, my man?
Boaster up first on the scene. Going to try to check if there is anything early towards party. It's not foolish to do so. They have been there in the past, but this time nothing to be found. Instead, just a flashbang to the jaw. Now then, Jesp. You can hear the steps, but unable to get anything in his eye line just yet. Instead, cowering in the corner. 4 players converging on his location. This is going to be a bloodbath, just the one for him, as Jake does get the necessary trade. And now Imi's on the retreat. He was punished in the past for turning his back to those players, but this time he will get away, and this angle is deadly. Talk to Fallen if you doubt me.
You just bring up your cast with Fallen again?
No, just
Doesn't he have a t-shirt?
he
with
plays
Reset
that.
on it?
He plays that position very well.
Yeah?
Yeah, he basically keeps hold of toilets and long as one man, which is almost, it should be impossible. You should get either mollied out, naded out, or just trade wrecked. But it's incredible to see just how capable that man can be.
Not sure if we're quite on Fallen's level here yet for Endpoint, but there's yet to be seen. Maybe he's on the demos. He's having a look through, like those guys on Face It always do with you. They go through your demos, and stuff. And Windansky, I questioned it earlier. Maybe not the double AWP we need just yet. Pickles again on the case. Jacob there called out, smoke in hand, never good. And the pressure starts to mount. Too much time has now dwindled, and Imi and everyone else just batten down the hatches. There is nothing coming through this round. It's Loza with an AWP against 4 with 10 seconds, Alex. You know what? I don't see it happening.
Now, I know what you're wondering. What is the counter to double AWPs on T side? And the answer is CT's not peeking you. They gave them nothing. They were forced, basically, you had an AWP walking long, desperately trying to find some degree of like first blood, trying to find a way into the site. Endpoint, perhaps without even realizing just how well they were playing around it, by stopping first blood, by stopping that initial bleed from exceL, you get to see just how difficult it can look. You've got 3 AKs for a take on a site. It's not ideal. Windansky was left to hold B, and now we do see the boys in blue going aggressive. It's going to be Mighty Max. He's been rewarded in the past, but this time it's a big no-no. Loza is the one to answer the call. This time, though, it is traded, and I'm worried about Imi. He's been pushed down in the past. A no-scope lands, but it's only going to take the knee. A bullet to the knee. And now Jacob, 15 points of health, but that's not going to stop him. He has all the nades in the world, and he'll be investing them as Jeff makes himself a hidey hole.
Official wording. But look at what we found on the B site.
Yeah.
Windansky, he may not be an AWPer, but he's certainly found some ground to work this time. Pickles going to work his way through from CT. I love saying the word pickles, Alex, don't you?
Such a great word.
It's a roasted pickle right now, Alex.
Oh my god, I hate them roasted, and he does too, because Jacob is going to be eating him for lunch. Pickly lunch, that's how I like them. 8-5, as the metaphors and similes are getting out of hand here in London. And so is the Counter-Strike. This is starting to become a real game, gentlemen. Cryptix and Jess desperately just trying to make an impact somewhere, somehow. The timing could not be better. Windansky, the pull of the pin, and 2 bodies hit the deck. That will be exceL continuing to close things closer.
But this is an issue for Endpoint, and I guess credit more than anything to exceL for exploiting this, but this has been 2 rounds now where this has happened. They go aggressive on those rounds where they have the AWPs, they have everything they need. Don't show us roasted pickles to make us laugh again, all right? We just don't remind us of this, like the Cobra bushes. I started giggling about that midway through a round then, because I remembered it again.
The Cobra bush.
Yeah, infamous. But the point is that that's an issue for Endpoint they need to address, because so far beyond that, good pistol round, decent enough going into the gun rounds. this for a UK CT side, as weird as it sounds, is actually pretty good. This kind of brings up a bit of a question, and Imi's going looking again, but Luzza, first to connect. Pickles this time will fall.
Delectable from Imi. Manages to take him through the wall. Luzza down, and already you can see that this is going to slow everything down. I say that, Imi just walked straight into the jaws of Jacob. No one had eyes on Party early. That's going to cost him. Could cost them more. A little bit of an aim reset from Jacob. I like the restraint there. Doesn't choose to commit to the spray. It's a risk, and often a risk that is not rewarded, but this time he does try and reset that crosshair and try again, this time to no avail. Now then, Cryptix once again roasted. He's not going to fall to the same fate of his comrade this time, though. And now the bomb is on its way. I like this patience. They're not willing to just jump in and try and get that bomb down ASAP. They want the control. They don't want to be caught out by a man in a corner. The only one currently in that circumstance is Cryptix. Here we go. One man left. They don't necessarily know where he's coming from. The smoke could aid his hide, and now we're going to see 2v1.
Every chance in the world. Still, though, a lot of utility on the T side. They've got mollies to put down. Little connection. He's going to find another. How has he been allowed to do this? Boaster, prepare yourself. You have got to clutch this out. The first touch of the bomb has brought Boaster back close, but he's not bought it. He's not buying this. And here we go. He's going to peek on this one. Cryptix again gets it. What are you doing? Cryptix, what is that? No! No.
Well.
Was there a cobra in the bush? What just happened?
And he probably just ran all
Okay, so there was time.
There was time.
He had a kit.
He had a kit.
Pulled his knife out. Now, that is just a flat-out error. I think he may have jumped as well. It could just have been a straight mouse wheel mess up. Either way, yeah, that's a bitter pill to swallow heading into the second half of our first map here. Best of 2 for the Gfinity Elite Series. The boys from the UK, whilst they could be and should be happy with that, talking previously about the poor CT sides that the UK teams, or rather these teams in particular, have had in the past, it does raise into question just how well this is going to go for exceL. It looks good on paper. It does look good on paper.
If this was any other matchup, taken away from what I've seen so far, and I'm not doing this just off of what people say, it's literally like last week I was over here and I've never seen anything like it before. It just falls apart.
Give me an example.
It went from like the most one-sided half I've ever seen, where maybe one team won 2 rounds, to going OT because it went on to that sort of side, right? It's those sort of games. Now, I did speak to exceL a little bit about their CT sides and their approach to it. They've said they put in work. And again, we get to see what Endpoint have on their T sides. But I think this is where you'll see the disparity of this being Endpoint's map and the next one being exceL's. That's where I think we'll see that finally come into play. But I want to be wrong. I want to see a very competitive match. If that's the case, we've got a very good game on our hands.
Here we go, though. They've been shoveling coal into the Glock train, and it's on its way to the first station. And that station was Luzza. Down to 7. They continue holding hands, skipping merrily towards the site. And already Luzza's going to cut one down the side. It's traded, though. Pickles and Cryptix, a deadly, dastardly duo. And now Jacob's back in action. On towards Optimus, and doesn't seem to have to transform the round. Instead, Windansky takes Max out of the round already, though. 2 versus 2. And the CTs are worse for wear.
Bomb going to be recovered. Going to go down. Pickles on protection duty does fall off, but a quick hit comes out from exceL, and Boaster overwhelms. It's down to Pickles now. The 1v2, it's all his.
Oh, his positioning is perfect for this one. They're going to come round pre-aiming. No, why on earth? 2 of them. And he's going to get Windansky as well. Surely one more bullet finds the head of Boaster. That was the first nail in the coffin. And Windansky, he's put 6 foot under. A 1 versus 2, and Pickles makes it look sweet. A sweet pickle. They taste nice on sandwiches. Have you ever had it piccalilli?
We were discussing piccalilli.
Why is it so
Am I going
yummy?
with him or what?
It's so yummy, though.
Where am I going?
Big fan with the shepherd's pie.
I'd rather just have some Branston. Or any other brand of pickle. Sponsors.
Also, Alex, king cobras live mainly in the rainforests and plains of India,
There are bushes in rainforests.
southern China, and Southeast Asia. But no one specified if they're in
Asian
bush or not.
bushes.
Always up to something. Luzza, though, going to strike first. Imi to fall, but it's already a 4v4 at this point. So Jacob going to try and play something in off this, and I like that. Nice flash catches 2. Plays into Luzza, but he can't deliver this time. Jacob just going to try and fall back from this. He's making them work for it at least, and I like that. A couple of flashes, a bit of an investment here and there, but it's down to the Deagles. And they're not going to sing this round.
Dude, Pickles is just ruthless.
Love a good pickle.
Honor, though. Ooh, double tag. It's always so tough. He's going to open up that console. Or he would have, rather. But he would have seen just 6 points of health left on Pickles. It's not a dream scenario. Instead, His mission here is just to try and keep them on the bomb site. Hoping they can perhaps go hunting, perhaps they try and exit through that location. I don't think that's necessarily a decision they would make, but instead, Connor still keeping a couple on that side. This is respectable. CTs. Yeah, you go. Max down, rifle down. They're going to have to try and find him. Connor, you spicy man now. Could take a third hit. Pickles is dead as well. That, my friends, was perfect. No round, yes, but 4 frags. And that is going to be one for the record books. It looked like nothing, Lauren. No armor, just the deagle. He spends that $700 with very little in mind. And he's got a smirk on his face now.
He knows he did good. Look, it's like, yeah, just gonna
yeah, not bad.
A little bit of eye contact to the camera. Like, so.
Give him a wink, maybe. Yeah. Finger guns.
That's Boaster's move. Here it is again. But it's costly as well. That's the important thing. Actually taken away from just purely how enjoyable. There's no win to come out of this for this round overall for Connor and the exceL side, but money is the main factor. You're going to see it hamper maybe Endpoint downline. That's 3 rifles costed. That's good stuff. This round not so important, of course. So exceL just going to go through the motions. They invested 1 P250, if I'm not mistaken, and that's actually going to deliver. That's paid for itself, as exceL does come into his own with the MAC-10. So again, out of everything to be picking up the kills, you're always happy that it's on something like an SMG.
Nice little bit of a confidence boost from exceL, but of course unable to do anything with that round. You don't choose to invest into it, you don't expect much. Anything is a bonus, and Windansky getting 1 frag is plenty. Still, here comes the full buy. I'm very intrigued to know whether we see Luzza taking a leaf out of Imi's book. We saw him underpass, we saw him long, we saw him, where else we see him? We saw him on short. We saw them across the entire of the map, even in party, of course, as well. Now, Luzza looks to be going for that party peak, and that puts a smile on my face. Information early is the name of the game.
He's got Boaster kind of supporting him. Now, Boaster needs to play very attentively, but that's a shot from Pickles. Gets tagged still. Smashes him down. That's second to none. At this point, Endpoint is doing really well. They've got players in a position like Cryptics can stay here and just cut off the rotate around the back while they slowly take over toilets and long control. All in all, they're in a really nice spot just because of that 1 kill.
I am so salty if I'm Luzza there. I've tagged him with an AWP on a perfect angle, long range, and that man's found my head. How has he done that? Pickles, outstanding work from him. He's got the nuke pin for a reason because his play here is explosive. 11-7 then. And oh, another problem. Another quick 2-tap of Cryptic's AK. And what? Pickles, you've only got 20 HP. You have to die someday, perhaps not. Defying the odds as he takes another. And this already looks like exceL are going to have to accept the 12.
Pickles do have a long shelf life if they are indeed pickled, Alex.
I'm over with the Pickles now.
I like the way James Baldov just looked at me like, yes. Yes. If he approves of my offhand comments, you know I'm doing good. Damn! 11-7 though, we are seeing somewhat of what I expected to see to a degree. I don't think we've seen the full extent of it yet. There's been a lot of individually very impressive moments from Endpoint, to be fair.
What's the difference between a pickle and a gherkin? Are they the same thing? Because they're all cucumbers, right?
Yeah. Maybe there's a different process behind it.
That was a freaky moment about a couple of years ago when I found out that there isn't like a gherkin or a pickle tree. Like I straight up just thought pickles grow on like a pickle bush, and you go and pick a pickle.
How did you feel about raisins?
Peter Piper picks a peck of pickled peppers. Oh, pickles. They're pickles, aren't they? Wait, pickled peppers? I don't even know anymore. But all I'm saying is I thought pickles grow on trees. And they're just little cucumbers, aren't they? Freaked me right out. Anyway, vegetables aside, we have some vegetables at the casting desk as well. It's 12-7. Let's have a little look if they can do anything with 1 flash. I expect this to go over towards that fountain. Max is having none of it, though.
Smoke, Alex. How dare you lie like this?
Why does it always rain on me? Let's have a little look where those nades do choose to rain. Whether or not they even have to use them. Endpoint here look to be rather reserved so far. Instead, just taking those fights, and Windansky does oblige. Quick headshot. He's down. Now forced to operate with 4. I like that they've got some degree of crossfire here, at least getting information, and Luzza will be able to call to his teammates. Boaster, that's fantastic work off the flashbang, and now another down. It's not about retrieving the rifle here, it's just about doing damage. Hell, if you win the round, that's a bonus, but why not when Max is hitting shots like that? Good spray, and finds the head.
Head game on point. exceL. I like the idea there, the kind of like crunch towards party. It's the best you're really going to try and get out of that. You know you're not going to win a round, or you shouldn't at least. You know.
It happens, it's Counter-Strike though.
Yeah, exactly. All that aside, it generally shouldn't happen. But this could get a little interesting if Connor's so low on HP, but that Deagle did some damage before. Oh my word, there's a chance again, but he stays alive. And Boaster and Luzza Don't know what the plan is now, boys, but you've got to try and make something count.
That's beautiful. I don't even know if it's worth going for that AK. Wait for someone else to try and hunt it. Hope and pray that those 4 bullets do enough. Poster. I think Max may very well have been trying to get rid of that AK out of the map, just trying to throw it onto the roof or something to that effect. Oh, he did it, yeah. There was no AK there. Nice work from Endpoint. Forward thinking, and we have the 13s. Just 3 around from the first map here. There was a lot of doubt surrounding exceL's chances in this one on the analyst desk, and it does seem that they're starting to be realized on Overpass.
As said, I think this is one of the maps where if you're good on a CT side, you can push the boat quite far. I think that's something that's very, very apparent. That's where I hope that we'd start seeing maybe those improvements they were discussing and that they'd worked on. I don't think that's really come through for me yet. I think it has been quite rocky. There has been some individuals who've kind of ruined that approach for them. They haven't had it. Now the money's starting to stabilize and become even better for Endpoint. You've got a couple players on 7, 8K, which is, you know, that gets worrying because that can drop out. You're starting to grind through the game to that point where your money becomes almost not an object. You're so far along that really exceL just need a round. They don't really care about your money.
More risks are taken,
Exactly.
and that's what's so scary. Just on the topic as well, I do think that whilst you don't see too much evidence of exceL changing their CT side, it is refreshing that they're trying things. I mean, you can't really account for when Pickles is going to get tagged by an AWP and still find your head. That's an angle that a rifle should never win. But he's spectacular. He's having a game of his life currently.
Absolutely. And
he's bringing home the rounds for his team. Endpoint looking good.
Yeah, I'd never expect a 180 turn of improvement from one week to another when you're trying to just change your approach of CT side. It's just, I was hoping a little bit more.
Like a baby cobra.
Why are you so into snakes? Danger noodles.
That's a lovely name for them. Yeah. It's like trash pandas.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, I like internet. I like the internet.
We are little internet people.
Yeah, we don't really come out of the house unless there's cameras and games to be played.
It's a weird sort of defining point as to why
we leave our little gaming dens and
hobble out.
Yeah. Go through a Wallace and Gromit style clothing machine.
Yeah, I think I did
mine was
back
broken this morning. Here we go. It's going to be the first blood. Who else but Pickles? It's a very balsamic pickle. It's a little savory to the taste. And this time, he's bringing the spice. Max takes the head off Boaster. He won't be boasting about that for long, though, because here comes another Endpoint round. Not a single player down yet, and already the bomb is going to be following suit. Now then, Windansky and Connor. Backs against the wall, quite literally here, and nothing they can do but sit and hope for an outrageous error. Saving is starting to become a little bit of a too familiar prospect. You sit there and you go, you kind of realize I have to do this. Like, for the game, I have to go ahead and sit here and wait and accept that this is the 14th round. It's just, it's difficult. Your comms are happening, there's chaos, perhaps some insults or some blame is being thrown around.
Never happens in the UKC and Alex.
It's like it happens in our Face-It games, Lauren.
Don't know what you mean. We have the best approach. The point being, at 14-7 now, exceL have run out of options, I feel. They haven't really started to feel it. And you look on the other side, Endpoint, tactically fine. We haven't seen actually much of them kind of falling back to that sort of thing.
Yeah.
For me, it's more the fact that they are banging out shots and they can depend on it. If you're feeling it, if you're just feeling the game, if you're able to take fights with an AWP again that Charlie Pickles did and win it 2 times, why not keep doing it? And that's unquantifiable. That's that you can't hard counter that. Because he was even holding a more passive angle. He was back in toilets this time.
And there is beauty in that as well. Like, there is beauty in the fact that Counter-Strike can be so intricate, so complex, so deep at times, but also sometimes it's just want to play the game, run out, get headshots. And look at Pickles go. How on earth? He walked halfway towards toilets, fully flashed, doing the flashbang dance. And Jacob, he's going to be dancing as well. Gets one. And gets an opportunity now for more. You can see Luzza's going to be the one to finish that one off. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered. 2 for Jacob, 3 for Luzza. And 5 bodies hit the deck. Some scavenged weapons as well. And that was more fingers pointing towards Endpoint. Such a audacious... They pushed through flashes and smokes with no real structure. And
this is something you used to say about, your Fanatics, and I don't want to put these in the same category as that, if I'm honest. But it's more that you look at the way Endpoint were playing, they're just playing off confidence, and just playing, kind of like a very aggressive, almost non-respect style. You have to humble that, and then you should see the full depth that Endpoint can go to. Yeah. Until then, exceL have to work on that, and they're doing it so far. Look at this push coming in as well. We've got to play it very, very far up, and I'm pretty sure that's Boaster.
This is nice because this is kind of a prime off angle because you know that they're not going to... But by this point, they're going to start looking towards Party.
Cryptix could mess this up, but I think there's a player in place to keep that in check. That'd be Jacob. Now, Luzza needs to be careful. He's the one who's meant to be having this angle safe, and he didn't, but he still lands the follow-up towards Pickles. Sure, But I don't know how that player could have pushed up that far without him catching that.
You called him Crypt Sticks. It sounds like an off-brand packet of crisps. Mum, I want Crypt Sticks.
Mum takes me to Poundland, all right,
Yeah.
Alex? That's all she can afford.
Anyway, here comes some headshots. You know it's going to be Jesp to deliver. Jacob down. The double J's are about to have a victor. Connor back out towards Graffiti now, towards that L bend. And it's Orp v AK, and he's got some balls on him, Jesp. Just relentlessly challenging him out.
He has no armor.
And he's taking fights like that. Where is your Kevlar, young man? He's half naked and he's running around the map doing damage. Still, taking their time with this plant. They don't want to be caught off guard by someone lurking towards water. Instead, though, you see fantastic work from them. He is, however, going to get cut down. It's Windansky to do the chopping.
How much money did Jesp have? I'm curious about it. Oh my god, what have you done, Jesp? Oh no! And Cryptix, not going to do anything. And what the hell was that? How did you forget to buy armor?
We've all been there at one point or another. That is, I mean,
I was DMG at the time.
it's not necessarily game defining.
It's not great though, is it?
It's not great though. It's something that he's probably very quiet about right now. Should they do a game review, perhaps with the stream, or perhaps just from that demo? There may be a conversation. Hey bro, you had 5k. Armor is 1.
It's quite cheap.
It's really effective as well.
Yes, it's alright.
For any of you, we do have newer viewers as well, just to explain as the importance of that Kevlar. Oh dear. Mollies like that, if you're a newer viewer, are not ideal. But also, in regard to Kevlar, aim punch is something to consider. If you ever hear aim punch mentioned, it simply means that your camera, your crosshair, everything will flinch. And that does make it very difficult to hit the corresponding shots. Head armor and body armor, of course, separate. Still, we're back into the fray and looking to hunt that double digits now. exeL looking for the 10th.
No. No, 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 no!
Jesp, are you actually insane? Is this a...
This is
He hasn't got Kevlar. Maybe it's a bug.
thing.
It must be a bug. It's not a thing.
No, I'm going to cast around like it's fine because
Okay.
so far they're still winning because Cryptix is landing the shots. Connor's gone down. We're down to the double ops left standing, which is always going to be pretty problematic if you're trying to play retake. But that bomb is yet to cross. Good timing on the flash and the molly hinders the angle. So the bomb's going to go down.
Good boost. I like this a lot. Of course, the one problem is, you heard it, Jesp, the unarmored beast, strikes again.
Why do you like this, Jesp?
I just don't understand. Why? Why on earth? This is occurring. He's got money, he's got rounds, he's even got frags. Maybe, just maybe, he's playing the long game. 4K.
He's top fragging. UKCS, top fragger, doesn't need armor.
Has he been doing this before we noticed it?
Do you reckon it's the next
Is
level
this-
play?
He's
This
hitting
is the
shots
new
so
meta.
consistently.
He believes.
Wait, you're nodding. This is actually a thing. No, okay, he's
Oh,
forgotten. I
God.
thought SEO was telling us he had some like mad meta where he's so confident in his shot, just doesn't take Kevlar. Okay.
I need to take a round with Jess. Can
Well-
you watch him at the start to watch him not buy armor
Okay,
again?
let's see his buying.
Press 3, press 3, press
Here
3.
it comes.
He's done it!
Yes, round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank
A
you.
nice slow clap.
Jasper's
We like
bought
it.
Kevlar.
We're all
That's the
proud.
play we were looking for.
Jesus Christ.
It's a step in the right direction.
UKCS, one step at a time, Alex.
Hey, dude, we're walking.
We've gone from crawling to walking, and Jesp has armor. We are proud, we are ready. Let's see if we can put it to good use.
This is where he just takes an AWP bullet to the noggin. I thought it was going to, but no, Imi does draw first blood. I love this. Look at this, a sudden flurry of aggression. They get that first blood and they try and profit from it. Slow those rotates down. They haven't got a chance to get onto the sites now. Windansky using as much of his nades as he possibly can while he does continue to get hunted. And that could cost him. No, the flashbang saves his life. And he's allowed to take one down. In the meantime, Connor stabs his buddy in the back, saves his life, and then takes it from him. He is indeed the giver of death. Pickles. Nades for days, but no health to work with. It's just going to be Imi then who has to try and make the plays, but fantastic flashes. This has been the story of the round, really. And Imi's still making it work. Makes that AWP sing. They've got 5 points of health between them. Luzza, an M4 and a Dream, but no kit. Here we go. Has to be quick with this one, and Imi's already down. Now looking for another one. Pickles falls as well, and he's got time. This, my friends, is exeL picking up their 10th. They've been hunting for it for a while, but there it goes.
Can we just check in with the money once he pulls off this diffuse for the CT side? Because I think it's going to be pretty shaky. Yeah, not ideal. And now, as we know, just new meta being that you don't invest armor in all rounds, just some. he should have a little bit of cash left over. But no, this is a bit problematic, of course, for a CT side. If you don't win in a consecutive manner, you're always going to be struggling for cash. It's always going to be a little bit rocky, and they had one player left standing in that. So let's see what they can kind of bolster together. In this, they still got a decent buy. It's not ideal. You're missing out on some bits of utility. You know, Boaster's obviously suffering a little here, but on the other side, you're still seeing a good purchase coming out from Endpoint. So that's the kind of disparity we're at. But the point being, they just need rounds, exceL. OT is the only option they've got at the moment.
I'm not sure if that Molotov that they're using is working. Can we quickly press 9 if it's possible? Sorry, just want to see on short. Okay, maybe a bit late, but he was standing there the whole time, and that's a short Molotov. We'll keep our eyes on that one. Should he throw it again? They've been kind of having trouble with that, but it's a fantastic one to stop early aggression from the CTs, at least towards that mid area. Enable them to take some long control.
You almost feel for Boaster in a way. He's the one who's only got the 570. He might have had a fair amount to handle, especially if they keep falling back to this. But if he times it right, because he'll be confident, right? You've only got a pistol, you don't have much to lose. You kind of make these plays happen, which he's doing. So this takes the pressure off of him, and it's all about timing now. But someone's keeping this in mind, and it was Charlie Pickles, but Pickles stands no longer. Boaster backs away. Smart move as well. He now readies the rest of his team. Jacob right on the edge there. Gets overwhelmed. It's Mighty Max to come up with the goods, but Luzza is there, and he is ready and waiting. And not only that, but delivering on the front.
That's all you need, really. Message delivered. Luzza puts a big stop sign outside of the A bomb site. And Jasper and Cryptic seem to be understanding. At least for a moment, it's going to be a challenge from Boaster. It's completely justified as well. Just the pistol with him, wanting to try and do as much damage as possible. Let's not forget that Endpoint, should they start losing rounds back to back, of course, as they battle on for match point, losing these rifles or taking them away from the CTs is very profitable. Suddenly, this could very well become a reality. Cryptix has to end it now. He has an opportunity, 13 seconds.
He doesn't have the bomb yet.
And the bomb is in his grasp. Windansky's going to push him down, though. Looked unlikely. Close, but no cigar.
He forgot. Well, he didn't forget, but he didn't pick up the bomb on the first time going there. I think he thought the bomb was down on top of the truck there. A bit of a shame.
Fake something, trying to draw out Windansky. That was probably his thought process, but
I think he just missed the bomb.
yeah, okay, fine.
Windansky's happy with that one. He's like, yeah, nailed it, boys. They've broken the money a little bit from Endpoint here. Now, I like the way Endpoint have done this. So they've gone on the investment, and that's fine. You're on 15 to 11. I guess you push yourself out there. You know the buy's going to be shoddy from exceL. But they still have good utility. They've forgone buying into UMPs and such, just to purely get those molly smokes, flashes, so they can set up a piece here. I'm kind of hoping that's that nice B hit. We haven't seen them out of them yet, but they should have that in their pocket.
It'd be something nice to see, something we saw working, of course, when exceL were on that T side. A successful T side at that. They've only managed to kind of acquire 4 rounds currently on this defensive side. Let's see if Endpoint can do something similar. They have the nades necessary, but it's Luzza that they have to surpass. He's been hitting shots daily. Nice bait, though. They get some information for free, and that's a shot perhaps Luzza could have connected instead, though. Information gathered, and now the nades rain in, trying to force him out of position. Still getting baited out. Pickles is being rather mischievous, and now Luzza's in the open. He managed to take one with it. That's not bad. No complaints here, as Boaster's going to go shopping, and he comes home with a double. Yeah,
the double stack on long, they didn't expect it. That played him very well to the hand, whether they meant it or not, or they just kind of got caught in that sort of position. It paid off well. And again, I like the intent from the T side. You could see what they wanted to do with it. You could see they were drawing them close. It just came down to, we just didn't quite hit our shots. But okay, we didn't expect the double stack on long. They still got very close to the door. Now, this is going to take an interesting turn here. We've got a timeout coming in. Time to discuss, take a little bit of the pressure away, and let it marinate upon the other side. Because, well, let's be honest here. exceL aren't exactly in the best position overall. They are kind of building back into this. They are starting to get themselves back in the game. But it has been a rocky road. It hasn't been a smooth sail for them. And for Endpoint, you just want to relax a little, take a step back. You've got 15.
Sure.
It's just that final push.
But take a journey into Endpoint's minds now as well. You're well aware of how we work as humans. You get to that 15. You get to advantage in tennis. You get to that point. You're like, okay, one more point, and that sometimes can be your downfall. It's something that a lot of players can have trouble with.
Alex,
is that
Lurpis doesn't agree with this. Motion doesn't come into games.
Oh, absolutely not. No. Yeah, we're all robots. We're all robots. And it's exclusively about putting crosshairs on heads, nothing else at all.
That's all the game is, Alex.
No. But still, outside of dank memes, what is important here is that this timeout does not linger. Endpoint just want to try and keep themselves complete. Like, let's not start doing anything fancy. Let's not try and change everything. This is simply just a question of identifying trends, identifying what they've done in the past that worked.
Yeah, because money's going to be interesting now.
Yes. They probably get 1, if not 2, real shots at this.
Uno, Emo.
Uno
Good
Imo.
shot.
One good shot.
there. But that's all they need.
A bomb plant would be lovely.
See, that's the thing. If they have a successful round, even just taking guns away and saving a couple, or you know, the small bits of damage
That's
you can
the
achieve,
potential.
that could then become maybe 2 good rounds to give it a go with. But you don't have many. 15 to 12. The next couple of moments are incredibly defining, and they're just praying, begging that exceL go walkabouts.
exceL's entire round here hinges on not giving easy frags away. You've got Molotovs for days. You have smokes, you have HEs, use them.
Why is Windansky committed to this angle? I don't like him this deep into it. He can't back away. Jeff's going to find it. He can get the gun away, and that's fine. That's why I didn't like it. I don't know why he's committed to that sort of thing. And now look at the pressure. This could be where it ends, Alex.
This is chaos. It shouldn't be working, but it is. The story of Counter-Strike. 3 versus 3, then Jacob tries to pull some sanity back alongside Luzza, but look at Cryptix. He is about to cause absolute havoc. Jacob turns just in the nick of time. He has just a fraction of health, but it's enough to operate. 2 frags from Jacob as he tries to save the day. He's got his red cloak on and now flying to try and defuse this bomb. Jesp and Pickles left with the responsibility of defending it. Time ticking away. There's plenty of kits.
They've got to go.
Plenty of angles. They're starting to push in, but Jesp's already caused havoc. Surely not. Of all the rounds to lose, exceL, they've started to forge a comeback, but now it could be taken away from them. Looks like Poster's going to do enough. Yes, he does. Saves the day, and exceL continue. A sigh of relief collectively across London as they do continue to fight on here. It looked scary, Lauren. Squeaky bum time is what you call that.
That is what I'd call it. What is that play, though? That play on B was just... It was pretty appalling. Windansky's in an untradeable spot, for one, where you can
safely
recover
pick
your
up a
gun.
weapon.
You can't fall back from it. I don't like it in those rounds. Do it in a gun round. Do it in those ones where it's worth the reward of getting that kill. It's not worth it in these. Now the boys come back in. We've got a good purchase here from Endpoint. This is the round they want to kind of put that dagger in the back. They want to get it done. Remove that hope away from exceL. Because exceL is going to start feeling it, but you're also under that pressure yourself. You're starting to feel confident because, yeah, you won that one. You know, every time you do this, you know you're putting that pressure right back on to Endpoint. But still, slower start now for Endpoint. Default throughout the map. Nothing given away, nothing really shown. They're keeping this one very, very humble, very, very quiet, because they have utility for days. I want to see them use it as a really nice collective hit. First question.
Information exchange. I love that. Just a little nod as he jumps up, just like, I see you, you see me. Nothing more gained or lost. Perhaps extra utility invested, though. I like that.
I really want this to be the B hit. One, because we've actually got a 3-man stack
They showed
over here.
face. Yeah, they showed face previously.
Now, if Imi gets this pick, if they get that first pick, it's go. They just quicken the pace and they get in there. Windansky needs to be aboard. He's seen a foot. He's got to have seen enough there. You might see a response pretty soon. He's ready for this, though. Great work from Windansky, but Imi's still traded, but he will not be moved. That's 3 kills. That's so integral. And now let's look where the remaining players are. We've got Mighty Max still holding the rotate. He keeps options open, but there's 30 seconds. If they want it, he goes in first. He has to bulldoze his way through this site, or it's done.
One advantage of trying to do what Endpoint did there is you get situations like this. Yes, you just got decimated by Windansky, but still you have 30 seconds to operate. And Boaster, once again, strikes from long. It's where the majority of his defensive franks have come from, and now we are going to be seeing the save. Cryptix is going to be forced to just hold on to this AK and pray.
And with that timing, Boaster put himself in that position is so unexpected. You've already showed so much presence on the other side. You don't expect a player to be sat in that corner over by long, especially
They're coming
in
from
that.
bank. They're coming.
Exactly. You're worried about everywhere else. You're worried about the bin. You're worried about
underpass,
the truck.
yeah.
Exactly. You just got to push it. So again, nice work from Boaster to put himself there, but that was Windansky. He saw just that little bit of leg. You saw him adjust. He's got, I think he had a player with him supporting him. So again, splitting the attention either side. But now this is scary time for Endpoint. This is where you kind of find out what you're made of. When it all comes down to moments like this, you either just close out the game, you're done, you just go, yeah, that was a bit close, don't worry about it. Well, it suddenly becomes an issue.
Do you know what I'm starting to miss? I'm starting to miss saying one man's name in particular on that team side. We have not been talking too much about Pickles after his initial fantastic performance. Of course, plenty of men around him. However, just 1 or 2 of those spectacular entry frags. You can see he's trying for them. This time, Luzza seems to have wised up to him, tags him up, and makes the rest of this round very difficult for this spectacular fragger.
He's trying it, isn't he? But this is all but a ruse, a clever ruse at that as well. It's worked. exceL has pulled off the site, but the boost could be in time. He spots it all. Connor's seen enough. But has he seen the bomb? I'm not sure. But they still need to make the rotate, and Pickles is still in a good position. He can make this uncomfortable. This is incredibly tense now.
Oh, Pickles is doing enough to keep at least 1 or 2 CTs busy, but now the bomb's going to be going down, and this looks like it could be the end, or not. Boaster first to draw blood. This is the start. Still 9 players in the server, and it's either OT or Endpoint wiping the sweat from their brow. Let's find out. Time ticking away then. Mighty Max digging his heels in deep as the nades do start to rain out. Anti-flash is good, but not quite good enough to fully evade it. The CTs are taking their time. They've got nades. They have an opportunity here. They do have the kits. Here they come. All in one big blue wave, and it's going to be a wave goodbye to 2 of them. Nice work from Endpoint. Cryptix is the one to take 2, and that, my friends, is it. Endpoint take it 16-14, and it should, in their mind, have been over a whole lot sooner. exceL truly managing to push that to the very limit, the precipice of overtime, but unable to convert it.